good day everyone, my name is Jie. My metric number is 159907 and I'm from LSP300 Group 50. The topic I'm going to discuss today is hesitation during a speech. And the title of my presentation is Why do we like to hesitate when we speak and how to overcome it if it occurs frequently. But before that, I would like to ask all of you a question. Do you ever realize we hesitate during our speech, our talk, or even our daily conversation? For instance, what I'm going to say next is, yes, this is the most common example people hesitate during their speech. The word and are being used widely by the English speakers when they hesitate during their speech. Of course, there are different versions of language used during a pause in a speech, such as and M used by Italian, and eto and ano used by Japanese, and etc. Sometimes, even sign languages can be seen during a pause in a speech. These words roughly appear 2 to 3 times in a minute during a talk. Although there are various versions of them, but what all of us wanted to take account for is what are we going to say next? The next question I'm going to ask is, do you ever think of why? Why do we like to hesitate when we speak? Is it a must? Is it due to the lack of vocabularies? Or is it you just feel tired for talking so long? So now we are going to look into the reasons that make us have a hangback during a normal talk. There are filled pauses and silent pauses when the hesitation phenomenon happens. Filled pauses are being used widely in daily communications for people who tend to think a suitable word to say next. Filled pauses, sometimes used by those who try to hide their anxiety during a speech. Filled pauses can also be a signal to someone that you are not finished yet. How about silent pauses? Silent pauses can be a sign to start speaking. People tend to use silent pause to fish out the right word during a situation, or even to catch up their thoughts during a talk. Silent pauses also able to let the audience know that an important word is on the way. Another question for all of you. Do you ever heard that hesitation during a speech was said to be an error? Do you agree? For me, I strongly disagree. From my opinion, I think that suitable pauses enhance a conversation or a speech and can make them become more interesting. The phrases used during a pause can be function as discourse markers. They direct the flow of conversation by ignoring the literal meaning to convey something about the sentence. This is suggested for the speakers who want to ensure everyone is being heard and understood. The phrases used during a pause can also let the people to view your thought process. For example, the word look before starting a sentence. This indicates your attitude to catch the listener's attention. How about the word I mean? The word I mean can signal someone that you are going to elaborate on something next. And now, I'm going to present the ways to overcome hesitation if it really occurs frequently in a speech. So basically, doubt is the basic human emotion. Don't worry, the main cause of hesitation during a speech is due to the lack of knowledge. Of course, we cannot talk something that we are not familiar with. Similarly, we will hesitate if we have insufficient exposure to a certain language we are talking to. The best way to defeat this problem is to practice more on the language, make use to the grammar, and widen your vocabularies. Lastly, take note that the language used in the pauses is not irrelevant language. No. Moreover, it can be used in a speech and make it become more fascinating if appropriate hesitation is being used. And also do remember that talk something you're familiar to and use the language you make used to. This will reduce the frequency of hesitation during a speech. Thank you.